Good afternoon and welcome to Incentive Concepts Live. Hey, everybody, it's Andy Hudson and it's September. We are so glad that you're joining us. Episode number 83, which is called Move Better, Live Better, and Be Better. And we wish everybody a happy afternoon, happy September. It's fantastic weather here in St. Louis. We hope it's wonderful where you're joining us from. Hey, it's also World Gratitude Day, if you didn't know that already. And it's a day where we celebrate everything that we are thankful for. So let's put some comments out there wherever you're joining us from, our live viewers. Let's fill in the blank by posting a comment. I am grateful for blank. I am grateful for blank. Put some comments in there and we'll highlight a few of those for sure. A few things I'm grateful for, obviously my health and the health of my family, whether it's my dad or my kids, my wife, all of that. Kevin Hagan is thankful for Andy. Kevin, thank you, my friend. Oh, I love you too, buddy. I'm also thankful for working for an amazing company, Incentive Concepts, people I respect and love, especially Kevin Hagan. Cindy Henry, she's thankful for caffeine. Yep, for sure. And Jody Muller, thanks for tuning in. She's thankful and grateful for her health and her family. Absolutely. Kyle B, this great September weather. I wonder if that's Kyle from up in Canada with our sister company. Kim Thorne feels the same. She's thankful for her great fall weather and wine. Kim, you and I are going to get along great. So that's fantastic. Anyway, beautiful fall weather here. Temperatures are perfect. You know, whether it's hiking, sitting by the fire pit, relaxing, maybe playing some golf. Speaking of golf, I've got this cap on today for a reason. This is the Backstoppers, and this is an awesome St. Louis-based organization I want to tell you about really fast. They support the families of first responders, our police officers, firefighters, paramedics, EMTs that have lost their lives in the line of duty. So I'm grateful for a group like this that really supports people we're passionate about. We have the 9th annual Jeff Reinberg Golf Classic coming up on October 16th at Whitmore Country Club here in the St. Louis area. And it raises awareness and funds in a fantastic way for the Backstoppers. It's an amazing event. It's put on by our president and his brother, Mike Reinberg, our executive vice president, and their family. And it's such an amazing event. So again, thankful for that event, thankful for the wonderful weather, and happy World Gratitude Day. Let's see. I am grateful for my family and friends. That's our good friend, Dean Theophanis. Dean, thanks for joining us. And Mary Pat Mitchell. Oh, you make me laugh, MP. I'm thankful for Shelby. We all are thankful for Shelby. And Christy Little, who watches a lot all the time, she is thankful for amazing suppliers that make my job easier. Bless you all. Thank you, Christy, for that. We appreciate that. Anyway, we got an exciting episode planned for you all today. It's called Move Better, Live Better, Be Better. And I want to bring on our first guest, a good friend of mine and a fellow teammate. And I'm not just buttering him up because he's my supervisor, Brian Revolta. Brian, are you there?
I'm here, Andy. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks for joining. You know, I like to kind of keep this loose, so I'm just messing with you a little bit. But hey, anything you're grateful for during this World Gratitude Day?
Well, at first, I didn't realize it was World Gratitude Day. I always know when it's National Donut Day because somebody brings a few dozen in when it is. But, um, just health, friends, family. Grateful that we're getting into football and hockey season here and bourbon drinking season. So, a lot to be thankful for these days.
All right, cool. Now you've been a guest on this series. Now it's been a while, okay, just a while. But I want to, I want you to reintroduce yourself to people in case there's people new. We do have new viewers, so can you just reintroduce yourself real quick?
Sure. I've served in several roles here at Incentive Concepts. I'm currently the Senior Vice President of Business Development, and I will be celebrating my 20th anniversary in the spring at Incentive Concepts. So, really excited for that.
When did you start working? At age 10 or something?
Come on now, Andy.
Okay, all right, okay. 15. Yeah, okay. Right on, right on. Okay. Listen, hey, shifting gears a little bit, we hosted some really cool events kind of back starting in I think April or May. regionally over this past year, and we had one just last week here in St. Louis. Tell us a little bit about these showcases, an overview, what they were like, their purpose, and kind of how they were received.
Sure. So we came up with this idea about a year ago, and really it came from something that we used to do at least 10 years ago with a couple of our competitors. We would get together and put on these brand showcases, highlighting all three companies' brands that they represent. We would invite customers from the territory, and it was just really a good way to get people in the room, see what you have to offer. And as we started thinking about doing this again, we looked at how many brands we've added, the different categories that we've added, and just how impactful some of those brands are. And we thought we could do this on our own. We've got enough great products and great brands to do this on our own. So we started in Minneapolis, which is always a great place to start. We have a great rep up there and some great customers. So we did that one in May. We had Dallas in June. We had Atlanta in July, and then we just did St. Louis last week. And then we have Chicago coming up in October. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, make sure you register for it. It's a great event. It's a great opportunity to get our customers in the same room and get to touch and feel the products that we have.
Yeah. They've been fantastic events. I've had the privilege of attending a few. And I know you and I are on a ton of Zoom or Teams calls throughout the week and the month and all that, but there really isn't anything like, like actually talking to people and meeting people in person, is there?
Yeah, it's so much more effective. There are fewer distractions. You get more of that personal connection, and you really get a chance to talk about what the customers are working on, what's new from the brands, and just really get, let them experience the products and the brands for themselves.
Okay, cool. Well, we had a videographer out at our one in St. Louis last week, and he put together this awesome kind of highlight reel of the event, and it features our featured brand for this episode. So let's go ahead and take the highlight, check out this highlight reel. Now, you haven't seen this yet, so this is your first time seeing it, and everybody else that's watching, it's their first time seeing it too. So let's go ahead and roll that highlight reel clip right now.
My name is Brendan Berkson. I'm here with Hyperice. We're here in St. Louis at the Incentive Concepts Brand Showcase, bringing everyone in the local region the latest in Hyperice technology. So all of our products are designed to help the body move and feel better. We have several different product categories that range from heat therapy to compression to vibration to percussion, all things for the healthy individual.
Head attachment that applies heat. So in addition to the percussion, you also get some of the Venom heat that's actually technologically manufactured into the head attachment, which just completely amplifies the experience.
We're the official partner of the NBA, the NFL, the MLB, and the PGA Tour. Incentive Concepts has been great. Hyperice was relatively new to the industry a few years ago, and Incentive Concepts really brought the brand and the products to life, bringing it to all their customers and their customers' customers, introducing Hyperice in a way that really we couldn't have imagined. Can't advocate highly enough for what Incentive Concepts has done by positioning Hyperice in such a forward-thinking and innovative way, and really been handled with care. And we're really happy to have partnered with them at the onset a couple years ago.
Right on. What'd you think?
It was great. It was great. One thing that I really want to point out from that is just, Brendan mentioned all of the league partnerships that Hyperice has, and that's so impactful in our industry to be able to have that brand recognition and reputation when you're gifting to employees or customers.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to learn a little bit more about that right now, because the star of that video right now is actually going to join us right here on this broadcast. So let's bring on Brendan Bergson right now from Hyperice. Brendan, are you there?
Hey guys, how we doing?
Good. How are you?
Terrific. What a good looking guy in that video, huh? Where'd you get him from?
Well, we had to scrape. But what'd you think? It was the first time seeing it too.
Yeah, no, it was incredible. Very, very well done. Very well produced. I was not aware of what I looked like in the video, so unintentionally wore the same outfit today, but all repping the Hyperice brand nonetheless.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was so cool. So cool. What'd you think of our showcase when you were here in St. Louis?
It was great. It's always impactful for us to get out, meet and greet customers, meet and greet other brand partners, and of course get together with the IC team.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, some people may have not met you before. You've been on IC Live. Quick introduction and maybe a little bit about yourself, your family, or interests.
Yeah, third IC Live, I believe. So becoming a little bit of a vet at this point. But I've been in the Hyperice or recovery space umbrella, as we'll call it, for coming up on 10 years. So not nearly as much of a veteran as Brian over there at IC, but collegiate athlete. So I naturally gravitated toward this recovery space a little over 10 years ago, and have been really, really lucky and grateful to be part of this growing and booming industry as health and wellness has become much more of a priority for everybody. And as I've, transitioned into dad life from athlete life, these products, again, are helping me move day to day. So now a father of two, which is kind of where I'm at in my personal life. And obviously getting to see the impact that these products have as individuals kind of, go through their day to day is really satisfying.
Right, for sure. Now it is World Gratitude Day. So one or two things that you're grateful for?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a cop out to say health and wellness, right? And family, because, that's what everybody's grateful for. But I think, given everything that's transpired in the world in the past few years and everything that's going on, I think, I'd be remiss not to be thankful for those things. We just celebrated my daughter's 4th birthday earlier this week. And so it's just one of those things where you get constant reminders, with young children about how grateful, for lack of a better term, it is to be able to experience those things with them. So certainly health, wellness, and family on my end.
For sure, for sure. 4 years old, she'll be driving before you know it, and then you'll.
I know. I don't want to think about
college and.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Where are you joining us from, by the way? This is a cool place here.
Yeah, so we're coming in live from this is Hyperice East, outside of our just outside of Boston. This is our state-of-the-art recovery room that we conceptualized a little over 7 years ago. With the then St. Louis Rams were actually the first team to introduce this concept of a recovery room, which spun out of the traditional sports medicine or training room where athletes and individuals were going to kind of get their body right. And as we transitioned into the recovery space from rehab space, they started to build out these formal spaces for athletes to go in, really get their body right, where they weren't necessarily injured or rehabbing, but really just recovering and taking good care of themselves.
For sure. I didn't know that it had to do with the St. Louis Rams, and we're based here in St. Louis. Going to go a little off script here, but if people are watching, they have a question for Brian or Brendan, put it in the chat. We'll look at those and we'll fire it off to them. But Brian, what do you think of the room that Brendan's in? Looks like we need to make a visit sometime or something.
I'd love to have that here.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we do have a little room set up here that we're going to look at here in a little bit. It's a little bit smaller. But it's similar in that it has a lot of Hyperice products here. But before we do that, I want to show some of the comments that people put in when they RSVP'd for this episode, because we asked the question, tell us how a gift from Hyperice will make somebody else move better, live better, or be better for a coworker or client, and kind of nominate that coworker or client. So our first one is from Misty Piachuk from Inch Creative, and she nominates Tom Inch from Inch Creative. It would help with his back pain. Tom, back pain is tough. I know Brendan has some solutions for that. We'll touch on those in a little bit. And then Jody Muller, who I think is watching, maybe she commented already. Anyway, she's nominating her colleague Shannon Fulmer, and all of her vacation time is used to travel to softball tournaments. And her daughter, who is a complete softball badass, by the way, we got to meet this gal. So dedicated to her kids and activities, and it'll help her family perform better. Thank you for that comment, Jody. And then Lila Grant from SLWM, when she RSVP'd, she nominated Melanie Lee, looks like a coworker, and help her massaging away the stress and tension from all the constant work, for sure. And then Megan Riordan from Acceleration Partners, she said she's nominating Hannah Warren and help her with her back from sitting at her desk and working all day. So, and maybe for after her long Pilates class. So thank you all for those comments. Now, we want to feature a few that we thought really resonated well. So let's look at our first featured one, Brian, and check that out. Let's put that on screen right now. And that is from Betsy Sproul from Staples. And she nominates Laura Smith. She carries the weight of quickly implementing new customers in our organization and managing through all the nuances. We really appreciate her partnership, and it isn't always easy. So, Betsy, we featured you this time because we wanted to recognize Laura and her role by gifting her something. And Brendan, you want to tell about what we're going to gift Laura then?
Yes, Laura is going to receive the brand new black Hypervolt Go 2, highlighted
Nice.
here. One of our more popular percussion models, very easy to travel with, light and portable, and some of the latest and greatest from Hyperice.
Right on. So congratulations, Laura. And oh, there's a comment. Betsy is awesome, and so is Laura from Tammy Spence. Well, thank you for watching, Tammy. Hopefully you pass that on to them, and hopefully they're watching too. And Betsy, because you nominated Laura, we're going to give you a gift too, because we want to recognize you as well. It's kind of the season of giving, almost. Only 95 days until Christmas, I think. So we're going to recognize you too, Betsy. Congratulations. But that Hypervolt Go 2 is fantastic, and we actually have a video of that product here that we're going to queue up right now. So let's roll that clip of the Hypervolt Go 2 right now. Right on, right on. Now, we got the IC handheld here in my hand, so let's shift over to that camera here because maybe, Brendan, you can dive a little deeper into the Hypervolt Go 2. That video was fantastic, but tell us a little bit more about this actual product here.
Yeah, so the Go line, as it's kind of, written there on the display, the Go line was really ideated from the idea that we have these individuals that are always on the go, and they can't always bring the Hypervolt 2 Pro or the full Normatec system with them. So we created this Go line that's more portable, it's lighter, it's sleeker, more attractive price points, candidly. But the Go came out, I think, a little less than 2 years ago, and has since gone through a couple iterations. We have now the Go 2, and now a new black colorway. So we have a few different options for consumers. And as you're highlighting right there with the Arctic Gray model that's very nicely displayed on the Hypervolt Go 2 golf holster, this was actually something that came about from our PGA Tour partnership, where we became the official recovery devices, of the PGA Tour, but the players had no way to use them or access them on the golf course. So we created this golf holster that allowed for the Go 2, again, something lighter, easier, more portable. So it's not going to weigh down the golf bag, and very easy to use and kind of use while they're playing. And we developed this golf holster exactly for that. And it became so popular that we've started to introduce it to this channel so that country clubs member guests can not only gift the Hypervolt Go 2, but brand something that's for their guests and for their members, that creates a memorable experience for that particular event.
For sure. And that's awesome. Brian, I know you've used one of these before. What do you think of this product? And what about this holster for golf bags?
Well, I love the product. I actually have really bad back problems, and especially when I stand for too long, like on a trade show floor, it gets really bad. And I bring my Hypervolt Go to every trade show, and just for a minute or two every hour, I'll just use it on my lower back, and it really alleviates that back pain and just makes it so much more tolerable to get through the day. As far as the golf attachment, Andy, you and I have played golf together a lot, so obviously I'd love to use it for that as well.
Looks like we got your favorite hockey team represented here too. Hey, Brian.
That's right. That's right. Go Blues.
Brendan, I know you're in Boston. Don't take it personally here, but let's turn the handheld off and get to a few more things here. So I'm going to go back over here to the main camera. Kind of multitasking here today, guys. Betsy, we did mention that we're going to gift you a product as well. So thanks for that. And stay tuned. We are going to show some more of those comments here later in the episode. There's another product, though, Brendan, that we featured at the showcase for the first time. And that thing got some really, really big buzz, and it was this heated head attachment, I think. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And then we're going to watch a video of that as well.
That's exactly right. It's the latest innovation from Hyperice, launched the day of the trade show, the brand showcase, which was really great for everybody to get their hands on it and sort of a first look, if you will. So the heated head attachment was something that kind of spun out of our Venom line, which is our heat and vibration wraps that can go around the back, shoulder, leg. And we were able to take that technology and implement it into the percussion head of our Hypervolt line, therefore amplifying the effect of the percussion technology. And our founder, Anthony Katz, actually went up to the University of Oregon to not only prove this out, just so that there's a method to the madness, but really highlight and show in real time what the technology is doing. And again, showing that amplification of percussion technology when applied to the body and what that can do physiologically. Andy, and I think you guys have a clip of that we can show everybody.
Yeah, for sure. We've got that clip right here for that headed heat attachment. So let's roll that clip right now.
Another extension and advancement in the Hypervolt line is the heated head. When we look at how our products affect the human body, we really want to understand why the body responds so well to the Hypervolt. So to better understand that, we have to look inside the body. To do that, we used a highly sensitive thermal imaging camera. Muscles are composed of layers of fascia that form the muscle and a fluid substance that decreases the friction between the layers of muscle. When we apply pressure and percussion to the tissue, we are increasing the tissue temperature by creating friction in the tissue. The heating of the tissue reduces the viscosity, which is the thickness of the fluid, between the layers of muscle, so the fluid acts as a lubricant. To accelerate and enhance that, we've introduced a heated head attachment. That heated head is able to heat up similar to temperatures of the Venom in just a matter of seconds, and also has a larger surface area, so it could deliver more heat to the body. Thermal imaging really shows that the heated head attachment enhances the effects of the Hypervolt by accelerating the process of heating the tissue and reducing the viscosity of the fluid. The end result is better range of motion and movement efficiency in the body. This is an extension and an amplification of the modality by accelerating the tissue temperature heating that you get from a percussion device.
Right on, right on. Very cool. Brian, what do you think of that video?
It was great, and the product's outstanding. We got to try it last week, and it's one of those things that when you first hear about it, you're like, oh, it's kind of gimmicky, but kind of sounds cool. And then when you use it, you realize, how practical it really is, and it makes sense, right? When you're talking about recovery from muscle injuries, they talk about alternating ice and heat, and how much heat is important towards helping stretch those muscles out and to help with recovery. So it makes perfect sense to use it. Anyone who's watching right now, if you're a meeting planner who's going to be at IMEX, we will actually have a sample of the Hypervolt Go 2 with that attachment at IMEX. You really can't appreciate it until you try it, but it's a great product.
Yeah, for sure. And, you help customers, and we all do, assort their kind of incentive programs. When you have an accessory piece like this, talk about how that can help somebody who's maybe planning ahead for their programs or hitting price points or whatever.
Yeah, it's great to be able to offer the Go 2 on its own, but then it's also nice to be able to bundle it with an attachment like this, depending on what your price point is, or, if you're trying to hit different point values or different levels for anniversary gifts, things like that. So, and it's also important too to point out, Andy, that, there are a lot of people that are looking for knockoff versions of this type of product. And you really can't compare the Hyperice brand with some of those knockoffs. We were talking last week with Brendan about, the stall force on those knockoffs. And when you really start to get into your muscle, the knockoffs stop working. They don't work properly when you really get into there. And that's just a huge differentiator. And when you're trying to reward employees or customers, it's something you really need to keep in mind.
Yeah, for sure. Back to you, Brendan. You mentioned in the video that we showed early on, and also just recently, all of the different professional sports leagues, partnerships you have with the NFL, the NBA, and so on. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? And what does it mean to be able to tie into these professional athletes?
Yeah, it's really where the brand is heading as part of our strategic initiatives for the future. But it really advocates for the premium effectiveness of the products. We started by going to the best of the best, right? Like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, were some of our first customers, and really showcasing what some of our earlier products could do for them, and then using those as influential individuals in their respective channels to dictate what they needed to take better care of their bodies. And through those relationships, we were able to not only innovate, but advocate for player health and wellness. And used now those partnerships at the league level to educate the masses. And really what we're trying to do is leverage those relationships to democratize the technology, bring down the price point so that when, so-and-so sitting on their couch on a Sunday evening watching Patrick Mahomes play, sees him using the Hypervolt on the sidelines, recognizes that, hey, it's not just for them. I can be using this at home too. Therefore, introducing kind of this at-home wellness model where Hyperice can really help everyone on earth move and feel better. But again, leveraging those relationships with, the NFL, the MLB, the NBA. And the reality is that those individuals, those teams, those organizations, those leagues have the means and the motivation to utilize any product and any technology and any program to help their assets, their athletes feel better. And they've leaned on Hyperice for the last decade or better, which is why those partnerships and relationships are so impactful for us.
Wonderful. Well said. Well said. And actually, Catriona Smith, I think that's her name, just put a comment in about her brother, how he struggled to get a percussive massager with enough stall force, and those knockoffs are not it. So Brian, well said. And she agrees with you. So we
love Katrina.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully, I guess I said her name wrong there, but listen, hey, we're getting close to 30 minutes. It goes so fast, and we can't forget about our additional comments received when people RSVP'd. So let's get over to some of those now. We have Dustin Rassar with Shamrock Companies. When he RSVP'd, he nominated Ruth Barnum with Apex Skin and Dermatology, and it's all about taking care of yourself and your body. Hyperice is all about taking care of yourself and your body. So I believe the two go hand in hand. Recovery. Well said there. And then Kim Tepley, who I think tunes into every single one of our IC Lives. Kim, I know you're watching out there. She'd like to nominate Jocelyn Matthias with CWT Meetings and Events, who recently had a baby. So congratulations to her. And she would like to nominate her for a Hyperice to help soothe her aches and pains. So Kim, thank you for that. And then we have Jill Benjamin from Swag Minded, and she used lots of exclamation points here, but she nominates Kurt Allen from Cardex West. And since he refers so many clients to Swag Minded, love that partnership there. And he is a busy guy. And then let's see, one more here before our featured one is from Christy Little, who made a comment earlier. She'd like to nominate her colleague Haniel Lasada from Halo, and she's running a marathon this year. Good luck to her for sure. But we chose a kind of an interesting featured one here next that we want to put on screen since we're getting close to time. And this is from Dalia Urbano from Brand IQ. She's nominating her coworker Jordan Shea, and he's a warehouse employee who goes above and beyond. He never says no to any requests. He's always willing to provide help in any area. And he had a back injury, and this is really going to help her out. Now, I will have to say, Brian, that I think the back of the house people work a ton and they don't get enough recognition. So that's why we chose this one. Do you agree with this choice?
I do, Andy. And one thing that I love about some of these comments is, it just shows that Hyperice is not just a brand for athletes, right? We're talking about people who are sitting at their desk all day who are having back pain and issues from that, people who are working in the warehouse that are having pain and issues. So this is not just a brand that's for just athletes.
Yeah, for sure. And so Dahlia, thank you for nominating your coworker Jordan. He is going to get his own Hypervolt Go 2 in black. I've got the white one here. Brendan, can you show that black one again that Jordan's going to get here? Put him on the spot here. So Jordan, congratulations. And Dahlia, we're going to send you something as well for nominating Jordan. We're getting close to wrapping up here, but Brandon, I overheard somebody at the showcase, and I thought it was cool because the USA Gymnastics competition that was on a week or so ago, somebody at the showcase mentioned like they saw every gymnast with a certain product. Can you touch on that real quick? And I'll show it here on the wall.
Yeah, it was our Venom back. And again, this goes back, several years in our relationship with USA Gymnastics. And again, they all, lean on the best of the best to highlight what they do to take care of their bodies. But it was a really unique, position that these individuals are in when they're doing 4, 5, 6 events in any given competition, and they have very minimal downtime. And so a lot of people gravitate towards heat in those moments to keep the body loose and feeling better. And on TV, they highlighted a number of athletes that were just wearing the Venom back very candidly, mind you, but just to keep their bodies feeling good, feeling loose in between those events.
Yeah, for sure. That was very cool. And I was glad that we connected the dots on that one for sure. So, hey, listen, it's already 2:00. Time flies. Brian, before we wrap up, anything that you want to add?
No, I think that we covered a lot. And again, I just think that it's really important that when you're talking of holidays coming up, brand is important. And you want to make sure that your gift that's going to perform and appreciate.
For sure. And like I said, 95 days until Christmas. Brendan, I think you shared a photo that I haven't even seen yet with Katie, and I think it represents what we're talking about here. Can we put that on screen real quick? Oh, there you go. Santa Claus in his Normatex. I love it. Tell us a little bit about this, Brendan.
Yeah, that's a very old school Normatec logo, which was something that was a very fun initiative from our marketing team. This goes back almost 10 years ago. But hey, everybody needs to recover, right? And especially the guy that's working hardest on December 24th and 25th. And as Brian very eloquently said, we're heading into the busy time of season for Hyperice, and no better gift than the gift of wellness.
Right. All right. Well, Merry Christmas to everybody 95 days in advance. Listen, folks, go to incentiveconcepts.com/Hyperice where you can learn more about this amazing brand. And our holiday gift guide launched about 10 days ago, incentiveconcepts.com/holidays. And Hyperice is definitely included in there along with a lot of other brands. Hey, our next episode is October 12th. And we are bringing on our good friend Greg Myers from Lodge Cast Iron from the Wow Room down in Tennessee, and we're going to unveil the newest USA enamel collection, which is a fantastic piece. We saw that at the showrooms, didn't we, Brian? And I'm really excited about that. So that's October 12th at 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 Central, incentiveconcepts.com/live. Brian, Brendan, you guys were awesome. Thank you so much. And we'll see everybody next time. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks for having me on
Thanks,
your
Andy.
TV show, Andy.
Bye-bye.